Hello, beloved souls. I'm happy to be back to share with you something through this medium that you have on your internet network. And one thing that I would like to share with you at this time, and to share on the topic of how to stay on the right track, because I understand that many people, many humans are questioning many times if they are on the right track, because maybe life is not unfolding in a way that they would like to. And I want to reassure you that you are most of the time on the right track. Of course, it's about definitions of what it means. In my opinion, staying on the right track can be measured by how much you bring awareness to yourself and changing yourself, discovering yourself in the situations, working on yourself. So if you are doing all these things and accepting life challenges as well, then in my opinion you are on the right track. So it doesn't mean that if you are experiencing some problems, challenges, and life is not perfect yet, that you are not on the right track. That is not really the measurement. If you are on the right track, universe is always bringing you some training, and you can see it as a training. If you are doing that inner work, that you are reflecting on yourself, and wherever you are in your life, whatever are your challenges, when you question yourself and try to better yourself for the relationships as well, with the universe, with yourself, and with the other people, then you will always be on the right track. Then of course another thing is action, but the actions, for example, on the passion, on the highest excitement, all these things that you are guided to act on, it always, that passion and the decision is coming from yourself, and if you have many parts of yourself that are unconscious or not healed and so on, the urges that you may have cannot always be, or may not always be, the part of the right track, let's say that way. In a sense, you cannot be anytime wrong, because you all the time, you are in the state that you are supposed to be, and how you actually manifested yourself in the moment. But your responsibility, if you want that responsibility, is to make your future moments different. Then if you are stagnating with your self-development, self-introspection, and changing yourself, then of course you may expect that the challenges and the training that you are going to be in would be still kind of like repeating itself. And you will, if I would go into extreme, those who are not on the right track, let's say that way, are those who find don't feel the responsibility themselves, and they always find that it's the fault of other people, whatever is happening. This happens to me in this way, and so on, and is that person's problem, But when you interact, for example, with the people that you should, in my opinion, you shouldn't be all the time just yourself. You are I assume living in a life that you meet other people and interact with other people also on the internet, not just directly. So when you meet someone, who is behaving a certain way, and you attracted in that situation, or you were put into that situation in from some circumstances, then it's your responsibility to deal with it in some way and through yourself. Of course, sometimes when you are dealing with, let's say, very, very toxic people, most of the stuff is not what you should take on, and it's their problem. That's most of the times true. But even, when you recognize, again, that's where the right track idea comes in, is that if you recognize that you don't feel comfortable in some ways, or you acted or felt in some ways in the situation that you feel is not preferable, and you shouldn't leave the situation like that. You know, that's you leave the situation like this is their problem and I'm not going to deal with them anymore, and I remove myself from the situation without any introspection. So there is always some kind of lesson, even if you would be completely perfect self-loving with perfect self-confidence, self-value, and so on, and sense of self-value, there is still lesson even in those type of situations, and that lesson would be in the perfect sense that you recognize that, okay, I really feel good about myself right now, and I handle the situation in the best way possible with the respect to myself and to other person, and it didn't harm me in a way, and I still can feel my self-love, self-confidence. But this is not usually the situation that people are in, you know, that most of the people don't have this level of self-love and self-awareness and self-confidence and self-respect. But in that situation, that ideal situation, the lesson would be still that you would recognize and ground, yeah, I really do love myself very much. And I love also the other person who had challenge in the situation with me, or is challenged and didn't get anything from me. But again, it wouldn't really harm you. So if the situations are causing you some kind of distress and you don't feel this deep self-awareness, self-actualization within yourself in the situation that is also negative, then you have something to work on. And to stay on the right track is always to dig deeper into yourself and finding those reasons why you believe in certain lies about yourself. What have you been programmed to believe about yourself in your childhood and throughout your life, and rediscovering yourself in a different ways and new ways. And each time when you do and you recognize and you find a way how to deal with the situation in a different way next time, then you are developing yourself. And when you are developing yourself and reconnecting, it's mostly about really reconnecting with true self, then you will get more access as well to the urges and passions that are really as well aligned with the right track, and then you can act on those passions and excitements and how you call it this way, and you can then act on them. Because sometimes people, if they are not doing enough of inner work, let's say that way, inner work or shadow work as well, and they are trying to act on like those urges of excitement, they maybe are escaping from those parts of themselves they need to heal, they need to rediscover, and they are feeling like, okay, my passion of like avoiding these certain parts of myself is pulling me towards a certain direction. They think that they are acting on highest excitement. Sometimes it can be kind of like very tricky, or the passion and so on, and it can be only actually acting on suiting your hurt ego in a certain way. So to stay on the right track is to really always try to look at yourself in the situations and how you can really know yourself more and more, and find ways how to deal with the situations in a way that it makes you feel better inside. But of course, eventually, the best is to deal with situations in a way that will make other people as well to deal with you as well better, and they would feel better even when they would bring some disturbed energy back to you. But the first is really to find that feeling of that self-respect and self-love deeper by digging deeper and rediscovering yourself and knowing who you are deeper, and not just search for kind of like this stimulation how to avoid and escape this responsibility of going deeper. So if you are questioning if you are on the right track while you are doing, for example, these self examinations and healing work, then you can understand that as well. When you are doing that, universe is supporting you, so it is bringing more of the things that would challenge you or give you the clues what else you need to rediscover and change. So you are asking the universe to actually help you heal faster and so on. So of course sometimes it will bring more challenges, and but again, those challenges, you need to as well look at them like how also these challenges are serving me to reinvent myself and rediscover myself in a new way. And then if you are also looking at them in this way, even when they are challenging, you can understand and find that deeper sense inside and with your higher self and universe that yes, you are on the right track. You just need to go through these stages, and to utilize this training. And when you learn a certain lesson, of course, you can have some maybe better time for some time, but again, like if you have a goal to really always get further and further on the path of this spiritual awakening and ascension and raising your vibration, opening up your psychic senses and everything, then of course you would be challenged, challenged with many different things, and eventually I hope they will get more and more exciting to you when you will experience it, because you would get more used to how it actually works and more conscious of how it works, and you would get the training as well in accepting how it is, and you will get more excited about it. So I hope that eventually you will not have to question if you are on the right track, and even when it's challenging, and you will be enjoying it, the training, that difficult training, because you are strong enough to do that. And also I wish to those who may be avoiding certain parts of themselves, if you are aware of it, that you do something like that, I wish you a lot of courage to look into those parts of yourself. And already when you are even aware of that, maybe you are a little bit avoiding something, and you should look at it, and you are scared of it, like you're kind of like avoiding because maybe you are busy with other stuff and so on. You are just running away from yourself, and when you are running away from yourself, you are running from better feelings, because when you go through the challenge of what you are avoiding and really dive deeper into yourself, you would feel always better when you rediscover new parts of yourself and you heal them. So I wish you and send you a lot of courage to do that. You are not going through it alone as well. When you decide to finally sit and look at those parts that have been kind of like lingering, that maybe you should look at these parts of yourself and deal with them a little bit more, then start with connecting with your heart and your higher self and the universe and love and all the guides and all the love that you have from also us ETs, your ancestors. You can, if you don't have courage to do that, you can start with this and connecting and thinking about all the support you have in the invisible realm. And if you are able to connect with those who are behind you, who are there to help you, they will as well encourage you a little bit more. So thank you very much, and I hope you a lot of courage and success on your self-rediscovering journeys, and you will that way stay on the right track and you don't have to question it. So I'm very happy for you, and I wish you all the bliss that can come from this journey.